So the notation T bracket 7 comma negative 2 triangle ABC means translate triangle ABC along vector 7 comma negative 2, and this expression, which is translate the line segment RS, it's saying translate it along the vector negative 5 comma 0. So what would that be in words? Translating along the vector negative 5 comma 0 would basically be moving whatever the line segment RS was, it would be moving it 5 units to the left, right? Because this would be negative 5 in the x direction. So this would be translate line segment RS essentially 5 units to the left. Okay, let's move on to question 3. We're going to use this notation a little bit more now. So we're being told to graph and label points on the graph. So let's go ahead and do R is negative 3 comma 4. So notice these are the round brackets. We're not talking about vectors now. We're talking about points. We're talking about points also because we're dealing with a capital letter. So negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be R. This would be point R at negative 3 comma 4. Point S would be 4 comma 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So S would be over here. Point T would be negative 2 comma negative 3. Negative 2. Negative 3. This would be 2. I'm sorry, this would be T. W would be negative 6, negative 5. Negative 6. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be W. Negative 6, negative 5. And then Z would be 4 comma negative 3. Z would be 1, 2, 3, 4 comma 1, 2, 3, 4 comma negative 3, which would be point Z. Okay, so we've drawn these 5 points in, and now let's see what the exercise wants us to do next. We're being asked to translate point R negative 2 in the x direction and negative 3 in the y direction. So let's go ahead and do that. Take point R and translate it negative 2 in the x and then negative 3 in the y. 1, 2, 3. That should bring it down to this point here. And label the image R prime. So this is now R prime. List the ordered pair for R prime. So we've gone to the left and 3 down. Let's see what our x value is here. This would be negative 5, comma, positive 1. So that would be negative 5, comma, positive 1. You might also notice that if we took the value of R here, okay, so R was negative 3, comma, 4, and then we translated it negative 2, comma, negative 3. If we wrote, let's write with the angular brackets, negative 2, comma, negative 3 underneath it, and let's say we just added coordinates up. Okay, negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's another way to get the ordered pair for R prime. You can take the original ordered pair and just add the vector to it, coordinate by coordinate, and you'll get the resulting point. Okay, good. Let's do this again for a different point with a different vector. Now we're being told in part B to take point Z and translate it along this vector, negative 6, comma 10, which is negative 6 in the x direction and then 10 in the y direction. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start with point Z, and let's move it negative 6 in the x direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's actually there, and then we have to move it 10 in the y direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up here. Okay, so this is now z prime. List the ordered pair for z prime. So I think we can see that it's -2 on the x-axis, and it would be 7 on the y-axis. So we've got -2, 7. Let's see if our same rule still works. We started at point z, so we started at 4, -3, and then we added the vector -6, 10 to it. Let's see what we would have gotten if we added up, if we totaled it coordinate by coordinate. Here we get 4 minus 6 is -2, and -3 plus 10 is +7. We should get -2, 7, which is what we got. Okay, so you can double check your work because these are two different ways of getting it. One is counting on the coordinate plane, and one is actually adding up the coordinates.